Well, hello everyone. Wow, the camera got away from me there at the end. Anyway, welcome into Flying with Mike. We are out here on Monday, Thursday, Holy Thursday, or Thursday as some call it, the week of Jesus' death. And we're sitting on the tarmac here in Des Moines, Iowa, place I used to head out a couple times with the truck, loaded up there over at the Emory Worldwide area. But nonetheless, we were out here loading up with it. So I love kind of coming into Des Moines every now and then, just kind of seeing how things look. And I will warn you ahead of time, yes, we are battling the allergies this day. Harder than normal. A lot of coughing, so there may be some stutters here and there as I try my darndest not to cough in your ears. And
You love me! You really love
Spaceman
me!
634, welcome in. Thanks for the resubscribe. Now 16 months. Thank you, thank you. Doing great, Spaceman. Just somewhere along the line, I lost my voice and I don't know where it went. But hopefully, we find it here soon. But thank you for the subscribe. We appreciate that greatly. Okay, we're going to be flying the 767 for FedEx out of here in Des Moines, Iowa, down to Fort Worth, Texas. Now, we're not going to DFW. We're actually going to FedEx's regional hub, which in essence, Des Moines was UPS's regional hub way back when. It may still be today, but they used to have a whole bunch of 757s fly in, do a sort here, and then they'd all disappear by night. Um, Same thing here, except we're going to Alliance in Texas outside Fort Worth, where FedEx has a regional hub set up. It's pretty much the same deal in my estimation, more aircraft, but again, it's not about volume, it's about what you get done there and all of that good stuff. So we're going to head down and have good. Let's see. I hope you can get, let's see. Spaceman's telling us can get a little Pan Am routing sometime in the future. That or the timetable tour for TWA. Well, that's possible. It's coming. Uh, we've flown a few flights again in the 727. We'll uh, get back in the air here in a few days after we get through Easter with that, Spaceman. But thank you so much again for that subscribe. Um, so why don't we just hop up here in the office and get this flight underway? All right, 767-300. This is from Flight Factor, folks. You know, I hear a lot of people badmouth it. I mean, there's a couple little things about it that I don't know. I don't like, and I think because too many people compare LDS, which was Flight Simulator X, um, prepared, you know, the PMDG in the 767 world, and I don't see much difference now. There were some changes that came from X-Plane 11 to X-Plane 12 with this, which I think they're working through. Hello, in use 68. Welcome aboard. Um, Little quirks that came with it, like fast starting engines. I mean, they were up and going in a blink of an eye, literally. But they're taming it down, and as with all new products, it takes a little tweaking here and there to get them back to what we're used to. Again, I personally don't have problems, but I know a lot of people out there love to balk at this plane, and I enjoy flying it. So, and instead of speaking, hey, let's get to that. Let's do a quick pre-flight here, take a look at what we're doing, and then get into getting it loaded and getting it flying. Okay, the winds you can see here is Sim Toolkit, folks. Down at the bottom, you got a nice little display of how the winds and you are going to react on the runway. Runway 31 is our planned departure runway. And if you didn't see the route earlier, here it is. It's pretty simple. We'll be loading it into the FMC. Sorry, folks, that think we ought to do company routes all the time. I sometimes just load them, especially in the US, folks. They're so easy usually. Europe can be very time consuming, and I'm not trying to dig at Europe. It's just unreal how long a 100-mile flight can be put into a flight plan. All right, so ATIS and METARs, I don't think we have either. So Des Moines, 280, we already knew that down here at 6, 10 miles of visibility, and a few pesky clouds at 30,000 feet to deal with. Woo, rough day. 8 degrees outside, that's for you guys in Celsius. Actually, it's not bad. I think that's in the 40s, if I'm not mistaken, in Fahrenheit world. Yeah, it's going to be in the 40s. So, you know, for Des Moines standards, for most people's standards, being in the 40s, upper 40s, low 50s, that's not a bad thing to start your day out at. And then over down in good old Alliance in Texas there, we're looking at also a north wind. 050 to 11, 10 miles, and some pesky. Well, we actually got an overcast deck at 25,000, broken deck 18,000. Way above our minimums. No worries there. Oh, and it's a balmy 14 degrees there. All right. And finally, let's go over to the load sheet. Now, this actually shows it correctly. We'll load it up here in a moment. We're going to have 3 people in the cockpit, 95,000 pounds behind us. 37,000 pounds of fuel we'll load on, and we're going to fly in a cost index of 280. And the flight routing for for altitude, I don't think we're going to be that low, folks. I think I'm going to try to get us up more like 35, 37,000. I just happened to notice that. Holy mackerel. Dispatch, you're killing us. Oh, anyway, so there's what we've got going on today, folks. Let's go ahead and roll this out of here and get into our pre-flight. As you can tell, I've already started. The aircraft is under power only by the batteries and the generator. So we'll go from there. All right, let's load the plane, shall we? We're going to just do it while looking at the outside, just because I think it looks better that way. And hang on, I'm going to turn that down out here. That is kind of catching me off guard a little bit. There we go. Trying to figure out what is all of that racket. All right, there we go. Nice look at the plane here. Here, you know what? Let's kind of get... There we go. All right. So let's pull up the EFB. All you do is go to plugins. Boom. It's right there. If you're in the cockpit, folks, it's right there by the left leg. It'll look like a tablet. And we are going to go to General, Ops, Ground. All right, so first thing, before you can load this plane, you have to have the LSU. You have to have the fuel truck. You have to have the loader door. Oh, okay, loader unit right here, and then associated doors, and of course the staircase. So what I do, stairs, chocks, LSU, GPU, fuel truck, ACU, which is the air conditioner, and loading unit. Then I open all the doors. On a cargo plane, all you're going to get are what you see up front, minus the one in the back you don't really see, this one, the bulk. And then, of course, over here, the main lower cargo doors. Otherwise, the aircraft will tell you, can't load till you do that. All right, now, as we've gone through, and I don't fly this a lot, so if I'm boring you with repeat, I'm sorry. But I'm going to show you what I do. I'm going to go right here first, 0 that, 0 that. Okay, now, we know our loadout. And that was 95 or 94,600 pounds. Okay, so I take that. That wasn't what it said, was it? No, 95,230. And I divide it by 9,800. Each pallet you put on the plane is 9,800 pounds. That's why. So that's 9.7. Let's just make it 9. Let's just make it 9. There we go. All right. So now what I'll take now is the 0 fuel weight that gave us minus what we're headed for. And our 0 fuel weight for today is 293, 230, minus the 286. And I think that was 200. Oh, okay. Glad I looked. I thought it was... So we have 7,030 pounds left over. Still under the 9,800, so we can't put another pallet on, so I'll just put it in cargo weight. It's a little confusing, folks. People want to think, well, it's cargo weight and pallet. Don't put that much cargo on each pallet. No. Each pallet weighs 9,800 pounds. You don't change that. Then what I do is just the bulk weight, 7,030. It goes in. Okay. Now, for the fuel, we're blocking out with 37,343. So I just put that in there. 37,343. And that's it, folks. Now, I'll perform maintenance. Maintenance successful. Optimize the CG so the CG is in a better position. And load. That's all you got to do, folks. It's actually, it looks harder than it really is. And if you have your billion-dollar calculator here that the airline provides you, it's a piece of cake. I actually got it for $1.50 from Walmart. All right, and there you go, folks. The aircraft is being loaded at this time, and we'll let it go. Now, that noise you hear in the background of things smashing like forklifts running through a warehouse, and you might even hear people boarding the plane. When that stops, you're loaded. Also, this loading the plane goes away. But the easiest way to tell, folks, okay, right up here on the overhead, your fuel will match 37, in this case, probably 37.3. And then you know you're done. You can actually get rid of that now. All right, so let's press on. Panel and floodlights, we're going to go ahead and get those set. If one of my little teeny complaints is right here, the lighting isn't so great. Now, I haven't updated in a couple of months, so it may have had an update to take care of that. All right, today, let's just go through it here real quick. Okay, left and well, let's get the IRS going. Okay, we want to make sure we see the on DCs here. They are on. As they go off, they'll say align. Maybe. But they will. When they go to align, then move the switches to nav. That way, when it's done, it'll immediately align if you have all your coordinates in. Now, y'all noticed I moved this switch up here to heading, HDG. It's the same as heading /STS in the 737. Tells you how many minutes till you align. Okay, so we got 7 minutes. Yes, which means I'm set to real world, folks. All right, so continuing down, we're going to keep the yaw dampers off till we're aligned and probably near the end of the runway, but we'll turn the electronic engine controls now on and throw the guards back down so we don't accidentally click on them. The hydraulic electrics need to be on and the air demand system needs to be on. Middle was already set up when you powered up, but we verify. Okay, batteries on, auto, electrics on, bus ties, utility ties are on. Only click these outer switches. Do not lift the guards and click in here. If you do, you've disconnected the generator from the engine. Not a good thing, folks. When the engine starts up, it will automatically, you'll see the screen flash or the panel flash in real world. That's the generators switching from whatever it's on then to that. Usually at that point it's on the APU, so it's coming off the APU gen onto that particular engine's generator. Now, if you heard, it's starting to get quiet. It is 37.3. We are loaded. Okay, continuing on. We're going to keep the APU off for now. Let's see here. Well, actually, I am going to go ahead and do some things out here real quick. Interrupt my flow. All right, we're going to get rid of the LSUs. So again, pull up this. Ground. Get rid of the LSU. And I'm going to get rid of the... And no, there's no fancy eye candy like the A320 or even Flight Factor's A320, where they drive up like right from the engine up. But hey, they still have some animation. So none of that here, folks. Let's go ahead and come around to airplane. We'll close the main, the forward, aft, and yeah, they come down quick. They don't lower that quick, folks. So all we have open now is the crew door, stairs, chocks, and we're still on the generator. We can actually get rid of the fuel truck too. I didn't even think about that. It just disappears too. So again, stairs, chocks, GPU, and air conditioning unit. All right, back to our flow. All right, so we left off with the hydraulic pumps. Whoops, one too high. Sorry about that. Okay, so we can, if we want, turn on the aft cargo heat. Make sure the emergency lights are on. Our ignition system for today will be on 2. What I do, even days, I put it on an even number. Odd days, I put it on an odd number. Or work from the left on odd days, right from the even days, depending on the plane. Sometimes it's a blessing to have your voice gone a little bit, folks, because it makes you take breaks to, at that right point. But it's also a curse because it hurts. So, all right, we'll try to get through this quickly here. Fuel pumps for the moment will remain off. Here's our fuel status. Wing and engine ice off. Wipers off. Coming down again, we've got the window heat. Passenger signs all on. We'll put our pressure to 2 and set our arrival altitude, which I did not write down. Bear with me until I click the right point. There we go. And 700, okay. 720, actually. There we go. And equipment cooling set. I've got my lighting the way I want for now. Folks, the cabin, you can actually turn it up and down in there right here. It's your call. I just leave it bright. Now that the door is closed, I'll bring it halfway. Okay, up top here, forward, mid, aft cabin, set to auto, trim, recycles on, overall, temperature control set to auto. Now, I turn the packs on while we're on the air conditioner, but we'll be turning them off, obviously, to start the engines. All right, and get caught up here. All right, so we're ready to kick over the APU. Let's get our fuel pumps on. I like this display here, folks. I wish more planes went this way. Makes it very easy to tell which ones, what tanks need to be balanced, and gives you that visual right there with your fuel switches. I really like this. The 57 and 67 have it. All right, so we got the fuel on. APU to start. So I'll just go to on. Start. It does it from here. And if you want to watch, go to status on this button right here and it'll show this page. These are items you can add by going in that EFB. There's a place where you can add, and I'll show it here in a second. Actually, let's go ahead while we're waiting. If you come down here to like avionics, it tells you what you can display here, like hydraulic pressures, oil quantities, and so forth, tire pressures, tire bulk temperatures, brake temperatures, the whole gambit here, folks. You just turn them on. You can see I have a lot of them turned on. So now you just saw it, 108. So yes, the engines can run beyond 100%. So when you watch the movies from Star Trek and hear Kirk go, Scotty, give me 115% on the reactor. But she can't. Give it to me anyway. Or in nuclear submarines. You can see why. There's where it comes from. No. Actually, I think this came from anyway. We'll just leave that alone, because my voice can't really do much of other people's voices. Nice look at Des Moines. All right, and APU is on. So we need the generator on. Bleed air on. Let's get... Okay. And again, I always close them, folks, so I don't accidentally come up and... Oh, I clicked. Why'd the battery go off? Yeah. So... Alright, and turn off. And see the little flickering going on there, folks? That's the switch off from the external now to the APU gen as the engines fire up. Same thing will happen automatically as the generators engage on the engines. And you know what that means? We can get rid of a couple more pieces of equipment. We'll just do it here. Ground. So that means the GPU and the ACU go away. If everything dies, you forgot to take off, put it on the APU. And you can see we're about to align, which means I need to get my butt down here and put our information in here. Enter position. KDSM. What did I do wrong? Oh, Yeah, you can't have that line in front of it. And we'll just take the GPS point and boom, everything lit up. Little pet peeve of mine. Hang on a second. I hate this that it comes up this way. There we go. I just don't like it on VOR. That's why I can change it. All right, so now we got that taken care of. Last things up top here. All right, so let's get to the FMC. All right, so we put in DSM. We took the GPS coordinates. Now, you could put this to, more, but GPS is close enough. DSM, KAFW. Today's flight, FD, X811. No company routes, we just go to the next page. Oh, my nose. All right, so we're going to DSM. There is no departure out of here, folks. From DSM, we'll get on the Juliet 25. Like I said, this is going to go rather quickly. Here, let me put that up there real quick for you, folks. There, now you can see exactly what we're entering. Okay, so we're at Juliet 25. We're going to MCI. MCI, Kansas City. Kansas City, here we go. Over to VORPER. All right. Yeah, I love it when it does this. Now, you could go to your map, make sure the coordinates for PER, VOR, DME are these. Or, okay, the other one's the Eastern Hemisphere. We're in the Western. That makes that pretty simple. Boom. Okay, then we're going to the J23. J23. Now I just want to check something real quick. Okay. All right, so we're going to IRW, which is Oklahoma City. And we're going to FAWNT. FAWNT. Okay, just making sure. All right, so we'll activate, execute now. Oh, sorry for the sniffle, folks. Let's go to plan real quick. And I am on plan, right? Oh, that's because I'm not on legs. There we go. All right, legs. Next page. Okay, so here we are, DSM. And let's step through. Airbus drivers, you know it's your arrows here. Doing exactly the same thing, making sure nothing gets way out of whack. All right, cool. Looks good. Let's go to departure arrivals. From here, we're going out runway 31. Do I want to even see what the Des Moines SID looks like? Yeah, it's just heading. Then we loop back in. Okay. Why not? There we go. And execute. Index. AFW. All right, so we are coming in on the WSAT 2. FAWNT. 3-4 right, no transitions, execute. Now we'll do legs one more time. We're still in plan, right? Yep. Okay, so. Oh, let's clear that real quick because we're going to have to eventually legs. Previous page. All right, so here we go, folks. Basically, out of Des Moines, it's 311, and that's it. And then we'll loop back over DSM. Okay. So my guess is we'll right turn and basically vector ourselves kind of around to come back to DSM. Pretty simple. Step, step. Okay, there's DSM, Bacon, MCI, Per, down to Okie City, FAWNT. All right, let's bring it in so we can kind of show it initially. Charts, charts, charts. Where are you? There you are. All right, so there's where we are right now. Let's go to the WeSat. Hopefully this won't get over here too far. We'll see. Okay, so FAWNT. And then the next will be Chief, then Bonanza. Okay, they're showing up nicely. Step, step, step. Then we're going to Matza. Matza, Matza. Now that has a hard altitude of 8,000. Okay, it's there. Then out to WeSat. And then from WeSat, we vector. Expect vectors to final approach. This is the airport we're going to, so we'll probably drop down, continue in, then drop down, and then come up. I think we have ATC right now in the Dallas area, so we'll see how all of that unfolds. So then we'll close that discontinuity up with U-coil. Oh, I don't have that runway up. Okay, real quick lesson here, folks. Approach. You know what? Hang on, let me check something. RNAV. No, it's not going for a specific RNAV. Okay. Sometimes they're set up to go right to an RNAV. We're just going to add to route the final and go right to the ILS. So U-coil, EPRIF, ERPIF, ERPIF, and step. Everything looks good, folks. The only thing we just have to realize, we're going to have that discontinuity until we clear it up. Then we got our missed approach out to Oberlin. Shame on me for that. Step, step. And we hold at Oberlin. Pretty simple, straightforward stuff. Now, you could put a secondary. I don't even know if you could. I never even tried. So anyway, that's how it looks, folks. And yeah, we got the FMC pretty much ready to go. Let's pull charts away. And that as well. And for now, let me set you back in map. That's a good point. Okay. Back to route. Do a route copy. Perf initial. 297.6. That does not sound right. All right, plugins. Let's just see. Oh, wait, you know what? Let's do it the other way. Remember I told you there's another way to get this? Come over here, right above the briefcase. Actually, does the briefcase work? Nope. Ground. 293.2, and we're showing 297. So I'm going to put it right. 293.2. Reserve for today. All right, looks like the 13. To get back to Oklahoma City. Okay, again, cruise altitude, we're going to go to 35,000. Not sure why they're holding us so low. And cost index 280. Averaged a wind for today is showing 241.82. 241 diagonal 82. That might be. Maybe the winds are even worse. You know what? Let me check real quick. Okay, at 34,000, we're talking 100 knot headwinds. That might be why they want us down so low. $24,000. Yeah, that just might be. Okay, we'll play nice. 26. Go with 26,000. That's why. The winds stink. The wind stinketh. All right, so let's go to the takeoff page. CG, we'll go ahead and put that in. Go to the next page. Real quick here, I could have set this up where I could get some, but I'm not going to worry. We'll just do it ourselves. Wind, Des Moines is reporting 280 at 6. Actually, let me see. I think they have DATUS. DATUS. Where is DATUS? KAFW does not. Okay. No, they don't either. Okay. All right. Well, bummer. I thought we'd get that to use. All right. So 280 at 6. Slope. Hang on. I can check on that. The slope here is down 0.5. Down 0.5. Outside a temperature. Stand by. Oop, one too high. 8. All right, acceleration height I'm fine with. Let's go back. Go flaps 5. Now, you're all going, why don't we see speeds? There they are. You got to click where it says speeds on. 142, 149. You know what? I'm okay with those. Pre-flight's complete. Boink. And then over here, we'll just put it on progress. All right, so folks, we're about ready to go. And I need to file a flight plan. Ha ha ha. Let me get a flight plan in there. Unless y'all don't want me to fly on VATSIM, which I'm perfectly fine with too. As you all know, RVR 75, FDX, and we are D, I think. All right, and okay, let me get online here with VATSIM. FDX 811, we are a type Bravo 76 tree. And we are connected. All right. I think we're ready to go, folks. Get that ladder away from the plane, please. Yeah, the doors move in FSX and other versions of Microsoft. I don't know anything about 2020's file structures. You could set that to be a lot slower. How to do that in X-Plane, I do not know. Been in it for only 3 years. Finally found my way out of Microsoft. Okay, ground. Let's get rid of the chocks and the stairs. All right, so we are free to move about the cabin. Altimeter setting here in Des Moines, as some people like to call it. Kind of like Louisville, Louisville. Which is right, which is wrong. Only the guy that built the cities would know. All right, so we're ready to go, folks. Let's get into our engine start, shall we? Okay, all doors. Ooh, glad I see. Again, I use the Flight Factor 767-300ER checklist. It looks just like this, folks. And right here's where we are. All doors, ground. We'll turn the packs off, get the tow vehicle. ACARS, start. Love it. Love that that's there. That's what we're doing right now. Now, I am flying with FedEx Express Virtual. They are a folks, I have been with this group close to when it started. I think within the first few months of it opening, I came aboard. And folks, it is an amazing group. Great technology. They use an older program called FS ACARS, but the guy behind a lot of the web and what you see on the web and all of that put together this thing called ACARS 2 from FS Acres. What a program. I'm going to hope for this. Not any promises. Will it come up? There it is. Really simple to use. I go to dispatch, put in KDSM, going to KAFW. Oh, hang on a second. What? I did do something, I think, over here. Oh, we're good. Okay. Click downlink. Okay, it doesn't have a routing or anything yet in it, so I'll go here, click start, and voila. We're up and running, folks. That simple. I like it when things are that simple. All right, what do you think? We get to flying. Okay, so we saw all doors are closed. Verify that right up on this panel right here, folks. Oh, while we're here, let's move back to PPOS, and you'll know you're there. You'll see your coordinates up here. Okay, ground equipment's clear. Packs on. I'm sorry, packs off. And parking brakes set, and we are ready to crank them. Beacons on. Switch to engine, and let's do it. Now, what we'll do is we'll switch engine 2 to crank. Once we get the numbers to the purple line here, we'll then introduce the fuel. Okay, takeoff check complete. Fuel is in cutoff, spoilers down, flaps up. Here we go. Over to ground. Okay, sometimes by the time you get down here, it's already to the purple. That's going a little slower. Come on. Oh, I hate when it wants to be a pain like it's being. I don't know what that would have done in real life, folks. Sorry. It wouldn't go on. Okay, everything's stabilized, so we'll do it again. Hopefully with better results. Okay, past the line. There we go. Alright, why are all my electrics not clicking over? There we go. Okay, and we're just waiting for it to stable. Okay, and packs on. There we go. Yeah, it helps to have the engine bleeds on. Off. Off. Been a while, folks, so a little rusty. But I still remembered a couple of them. Okay, so back up to the top here. Let's finish up here. Let's, engine pumps on. Anti-ice, I don't think we're going to need it. APU bleed, APU's all been turned off. Coming down here to the middle. Okay, we're looking at 157. I'm going to take it up to 167. I like V2 plus 10. Runway heading here is 311. And our initial climb on the Des Moines. Initial climb to 5,000. I'll go ahead and set it. If no ATC by the runway, we'll change that. Alright, so we got a discontinuity with the altitude. Okay. One thing I really like about this plane are these click spots that you can use to help you. What I'm doing here is setting up. Now you can see this altimeter says 2992. This one is set to 30.43 or 45, something like that. This little set screw up here, if you click on it, will set that and get rid of it. Now you still got to set the alternate one right here, 45. But yeah, if you ever see that, that's all you got to do. The other nicety here is this being your toga button. Click there and go. Okay, flight directors are on. MCP, initial speed, heading, and altitudes are set. State trim needs to be 4.8. Go with it there. And finally, EFIS control is set. Weather is off. Weather panel will set to weather. Okay, and we are ready to go. Let's see, we don't have anyone here. Fort Worth is still up. All right, here we go, folks. Like I said, no pushback. More than likely, I think they would push back here, folks. And flaps are on the move to 5. Okay, before takeoff checklist, we're starting. Flight controls will be next. Again, just go to your status page. Flight controls are right here. Okay, good. All right, back to engine. All right, and taxi to the runway. Speed brakes off, runway lights. Let's get our lights set and readied. All right, I think we're ready to go, folks. We're going to have to do a... We're not going to be ready to go at the end. We're going to have to set the hotkey again. Somehow it went away. I always love when it does that. So let's just get up here. Actually, you know what? Before we come off the ramp, we'll fix that. Brake set. All right. Come up here. Keyboard. VATSIM. About X Pilot. It is there. What's going on here? Okay, we're hooked up there. happened here? Something's changed here, folks. I look like my microphone's running. What the heck? Oh, what the heck just happened here, folks? Why? Okay, push to talk is set. Is it nodding? Okay, let's try a different key. Alright, hang on, folks. We're going to try something. Disconnect. Okay, if this doesn't come back to working, we're not going to worry about it. What the heck is going on here? I don't get why all of a sudden I am not able to... What the heck is going on here? Alright, well, let's try something else. Like I said, we're not spending all day on this, folks. Just making sure. Yeah, C works. Why is push to talk not working? Thoroughly confused here, folks. Well, since we're not functioning properly, guess what? We're going to disconnect to be, considerate here. I don't know what's going on. That is weird. Told you I'm not going to hold this up, but more try. Yeah, we're going to come off because this ain't working right. I don't know what's wrong with it. All right, well, we're going to go. All right, Des Moines traffic, FedEx 811 departing runway 31. I really don't know what's going on with that, folks. I mean, it is obviously connected. It's showing mode C. I just don't get it. All right, clear for takeoff. You know what? I think I know one other place to check, and I didn't do that. Let's do that real quick. So I really would like to fly it on VATSIM. We'll hold short here at the line. That way we're not on the runway. Freak anyone out. Let's connect. Actually, let's go up here. X-Pilot settings. There it is, right there. Nope, not right there. I am really thoroughly confused at what's going on here, folks. Okay, well, when in doubt, let's see if we're even showing up here. That may be part of the problem too. We're not showing up on the map. Wait, there we are. Huh. Well, we're going to be, again, respectful and turn it off. Okay, so here we go, folks. I've had no fun here trying to get that to work. We're going to just blast off. Clear for takeoff. Here we go. That was really weird with X-Pilot that it didn't come on right. Alright, a runway flap set, RTO, throttle, here we go. Take it up to 65%. Get it stable. Toga. $90. Rotate. Up with the gear. Flyby. I'm with you there, Insuik. Yeah, we're on our way. Okay, we're coming into 5,000. And we're going to go direct Des Moines. Now, I'm kind of curious why it's not holding 5,000. I just happened to look up and see that. Roger, up to 26,000. All right, and execute. We're headed to Des Moines under autopilot and now climbing away. Flaps are up, brakes off, and spoilers set. Off and down. All right, off we go, folks. Let's see. Terrain over there. Weather here. Oh, crud. I think I just hit the trims. That's good for the tilt. All right. And there we go, folks, crossing Des Moines here any minute and on our way to Dallas. Actually, Fort Worth. $10,000. And away we go. All right, a little easier on the ears there, folks. All right, and with that, let's let the music go, give my voice a little bit of a rest, and see you at top of climb. All right, folks. Well, as you saw, I tried messing with it again, and yeah, we'll give it some testing afterwards. Just seeing how the shadows work here, folks. All right, folks. And if I coughed in your ears, my apologies, folks. I try not to. All right, so we are on our way, climbing through 20. Oh, we're leveling off at 26. I forgot. We're level at 26,000. Let me set our altimeters again. Okay, let's come over here. We'll set to 2992. Altitude disagree should come up. Okay, and you see it's 2992, but it will not be that over here. So we can do it one of two ways. The easiest way, folks. There it is. Click that. Altitude alert is there because we just are climbing a little bit. We're going to have to. Get it to come back up to 26 here real quick while I set this one. All right, folks, we are getting up there to 26,000. All right, folks, I'm back with you. I had a couple text messages at work to respond to. Anyway, so we're on our way, and hang on just a second. I think the CEO has something. Stand by. All right, folks, back with you here. A lot going on in the background, both with work and talking with the wife and all. So sorry about that uh, brief pause away. But I wanted to take a few moments to talk about what's coming up this weekend, folks. It's, I mean, it's Easter, um, when we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ out of the grave. I mean, today in that timeline 2000 years ago was the final supper night, the night when Jesus and his disciples had his, what would be Jesus's last earthly Passover supper. And that's where our verse of the day came in, folks. And I'm not sure if that came through yet or not. Um, but here, let me go ahead and run it by y'all. And you've heard this many times. If you've been to any church that has communion services, some weekly, some quarterly, monthly, I mean, it's kind of, weird to see how different churches do different things. But if you've been to any communion, this verse, and he took bread, and when he had given thanks, he broke it and gave it to them, them being the disciples, saying, "This is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." Lost my place here, sorry. In remembrance of me. Likewise, he took the cup after they had eaten the bread, saying, "This cup that is poured out for you is the new covenant in my blood." Now that comes from the Gospel of Luke. Luke wasn't one of the quote 12 disciples, but he, through the history of the church, what we know, he was a physician, a doctor, many call him Dr. Luke, um, and probably, again, I don't have any definitive knowledge on this, folks, um, a, a follower of Jesus during his earthly ministry. But in this verse, you saw this cup that is poured out for you is a new covenant in my blood. Back in antiquity days, back in the days of Jesus and back then, covenants were sealed with blood. Um, Many sacrifices, obviously, were of blood. So were covenants. And this covenant that he's talking about, sealed or in my blood, that blood would be shed the following day, what we call today Good Friday. Well, that would be the day he dies on that cross, folks, at Calvary. But while the disciples and Jesus were still up in the upper room, having that last Passover meal with Jesus, Jesus parted some other nuggets and commandments to his disciples. And one of them would go down in history, not only in the Last Supper, but also when a scribe would come to him and say to Jesus, "Well, what is the most important commandment?" Well, Jesus reiterates it, but in a slightly different way up in the upper room. Um, that new commandment he gave is found in the book of John, otherwise known as the Gospel of John, chapter 12, verse 34. And it goes, "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also are to love one another." Now, this commandment, like I said, was also said earlier in his ministries, a couple year or two earlier, when scribes were testing him, trying to find something to literally nail him to the cross with. And a scribe came up and says, "What is the most important commandment?" And the actual verbiage is to love your God with all your heart, strength, and mind. and then to love your neighbor. So in essence, he just gave the same commandment twice in his ministry, probably many more times. So my prayer, folks, as we go into Good Friday, as we go into Easter this weekend, remembering the sacrifice Jesus made for us on that cross and the deliverance from sin when he rose from the grave, that at each and every communion service you take, be it this weekend or any other time throughout the year, remember that is a covenant between you and God and Jesus, to remember him, his body with the bread, the covenant through what was poured out for you on that cross. And then on top of that, add to it the commandments set forth to love one another as Jesus loved you. I hope you keep that in your minds and hearts, not only this weekend, folks, as I said, even back at Christmas when he was born. Keep that Christmas spirit alive year long. Keep this Easter spirit alive throughout the year, folks. Because remember, Jesus loved you, folks. No matter what you think, no matter how bad life is, no matter how great life is, Jesus loves you no matter what. But you personally have to accept that love. You have to accept that forgiveness and then reconcile your life with Jesus. Hope you all have a great Easter, and we'll continue on into the Dallas area. Unfortunately, not on VATSIM. All right, folks. And you can tell I love this song, by the way, from um, Goodbye Gravity. It's a this isn't Goodbye Gravity. Is I thought it was hang on, let me check, because I know one song in here will tell me. Oh, it is the name. Okay, so Goodbye Gravity. Okay, Ascent. I love this song, folks. As you can tell, I've had it on repeat for a little bit. I'll come on off of it now, but I really love this song and the song just before I started into that little devotion I like to do in each of these. Well, thank you there, Ensuik. I always wonder if, you know, my messages make sense, and I clearly appreciate what you said there. Um, and I really hope you have a happy Easter. So,
Tactical nuke incoming!
Give me all the biddies! Thank you for those biddies.
oh, sorry for coughing, folks, in your ears. I thought I was muting, and lo and behold, I went the other way and unmuted. But thank you for the bits. I really do appreciate it. I am taking the subscriptions we've gotten for the last couple of weeks and biddies, and working on adding to the hangar and trying to come up with Your ears are effectively muted now. My apologies again. Oh, not only, like I said, I've lost my voice, and I've lost it completely. Anyway, in my words, I think my voice is somewhere down below and lost and found. But anyway, but yeah, we're working on trying to get some an addition to the hangar, so may please some people out there. So hopefully it does. All right, I better figure out where the heck we are, because I think we're kind of in that same realm of lost and found up here. Let's see, or at least between point A and point B. Oh, coming up to PER. Okay. Still got, you see. You know what? Let's see if the live map is working today in Sim Toolkit. Some days it wants to work, and some days it doesn't. Oh, it's working today. It's funny because I flew on the day of Cross the Pond, not Cross the Pond, and it worked fine with 2,500 people online, be it controllers and pilots. Might have even been more at that time, I don't know. Oh. And let's see, the last flight we did would have been, what is today? Tuesday. It wouldn't get to this page. What am I talking about? It looks like this. As soon as I find some toolkit, there we go. I could not get this page to pull up. It would just keep loading and loading and loading, and I don't know what causes that. Just like our VATSIM would either today on XPilot. We came online, but I wouldn't be able to talk to anyone. Yeah, from what I've heard too, I watched Spy Flight a little bit. He had a blast on it. It just, I know, it's long. It is long, a very long stream for those that streamed it. Um, Especially westbound, because you're battling usually 100 plus knot winds, kind of like we are today. That's why we're so low, folks. That is not a mistake on your screen. We are at 26,000 feet. Um, you're battling those winds, and but when we go east, here in the fall time, boy, there went my voice. I came back. It just chirped way out of the. Anyway, but when you go back east, you get that 100 knots pushing you, which really helps. So, what would usually be, and we'll call it O'Hare to Frankfurt's, I think, an 8-hour flight, could be about 7.5, 7 to 7.5 eastbound, 8.5, 9 coming back because of the wind. So, and they still put them up in the 30s. So, yeah, but they've got all that airspace to work with too. And I really, one, one thing I'd like to say is on my bucket list, but I don't know how it could ever be fulfilled, is to go to one of those facilities that do the North Atlantic tracks, the Pacific, the controllers, because they don't have radar, folks. Now they're working more and more with global positioning, but up until lately, it was all handwritten. So, in high frequency, oh, I hate that UHF. Oh, I can't. The pilots earned their money on those trips because they had to listen to the whole time. One of them did, so in case they hear in that Atlas, FedEx, somewhere in there you hear them, and it is faint sometimes. If you ever want to get a feel for what it sounds like, there's a Just Flight video out for Air Canada from Toronto to Hong Kong. I think it's Polar Route or something like that it's called. I've got it. I'd have to look it up. Um, oh my gosh, it is so hard to hear them through that. God love you pilots that were able, you had to. That's how you communicated both with dispatch and with your controllers. And it was rough, folks. And today we have the advent of GPS, ACARS, C-Block, and all of that to just automatically throw it out there, and you don't have to talk to them unless they don't have that capability. So it just boggles me to have to listen to that. You used to get a taste of it. LDS, I think it was, and you guys can correct me on that. You could check. When you would go up here, you could turn this on, and you'd hear it going. You can't right now. It doesn't work in Flight Factor, and it doesn't work anywhere else. But you can set frequencies. So, but anyway, you would turn that on and you could hear it. Just making sure. No, I don't hear it. And you could get a feel. Nope, you can't even do it in Fearless because Fearless has it too, but it doesn't work at all in it. So, but the LDS did. So, currently we are, as you can see there, 46 minutes out. And I'm going to go ahead, why don't I for now put that up there. All right, so let's take a look at this arrival, shall we? Because it will be interesting into well, now it won't be as interesting because we get to control it into Fort Worth. So let me pull up charts here, even though I could have done it from Sim Toolkit. All right, so you can see where we are. Here is Pier, P-E-R. I want to say, I thought, yeah, Vance Air Force Base, K-E-N-D, is real close by. One of the big, well, that's the primary aircraft training base. But they also do T6s at others, but that's one of the big bases for training. Sorry, folks, getting some coffee. Trying to get the voice back up and running here. But here, I am moving it down so that we can... here, let me move this over so I can see what you all see. You can see we're going to come into FAWNT, Chief, and all the way into here. Now, we're going to runway 34 right. So so let's pull the charts up. Okay, so you can see the whole chart before we start zooming in. Now, we're coming in right here. Coming down to Chief and so forth to WESAT. All right, real quick. So we're coming in on the WESAT 2 RNAV arrival. This one starts at Matsa, and heads to WESAT. It's where everything, all your different transitions meet up, and then you head in. But if you look up here, yeah, you don't see something. ATIS. That's weird. Usually you do on this chart, but you don't here. But it's telling you coming in from the north, that's your frequency. Coming in from the south, that's your frequency. Airport elevation is on the graphic. You'll see why here and again in a second. Real quick, transition level 18,000. Can we all say duh in the United States? Now, very important that you know this when you're flying in Europe or Far East or Australia. Things do change. US does not. 18,000 foot period. Okay, you got to have radar. Got to have RNAV, DME, IRU, GPS required, and they only serve these airports. There's ours, AFW, Fort Worth, and so forth. Okay, again, VATSA, to WeSat, and then vectors to final. So we're coming down from FAWNT 188 to Chief to Benta to Matza. 8,000 feet, folks, for us. We're turbojet, not prop. Although at this altitude, we could be mistaken as a prop. No. All right, now remember how it said altitudes are, how did it say it? Elevation on the graphic. See the graphic. See all the different airports. These are what they service, the blue ones. So you get the altitudes there for them, folks. Ours is 723. So off Matza, we go to WeSat. Then vectors on a heading of 133, we start, and then we vector for 34 right. Okay, so we'll move this over. I like to blow these charts up as much as I can so you all can get as much information, especially any of you out there in instrument or even primary flight training, private pilot. Okay, we're going into Perot, Fort Worth Alliance on the ILS localizer 34 right. Okay, across the top is your frequencies. I have yet to get this, well, no, I take that back. I get it to work sporadically, but for the most part, it doesn't work. And that's one of my, it's, I think, me, and I've got to figure out what settings I've got turned off that I need to turn on for it to work. But there's your regional, there's your tower, ground, and if you happen to be a whirly bird. All right, localizer 110.15. Okay, we'll set that here in a second. Final approach course 346 at ERPIF, 2,400 feet. We'll be on glide slope. Okay, for today, the decision altitude, MSL, which means your altimeter setting, is 881. Above the ground, or what would be your radar altimeter, 200 feet. Okay. Moving on, the airport elevation and touchdown zones, you get the difference. And I hope you've all been reading the missed approach because I'm not going over it. But it's pretty simple. We're just going to fly off, intercept the radial off of Fuzz, and go out to Ublin and hold. All right, here is the course. We're going to vector from WeSat to Ukol. You can see how now, folks, by the way, this portion can be flown without the FMS, without having RNAV, because one, you're hooking on to a localizer, and two, the glide slope will bring you in. So, and you've got your readings off other fixes here. Okay, so moving down altitude profile wise, Ucoil at or above 3,000. Down to 2,400 foot mandatory. ERPIF, you have to be on glide slope too, so you should be coming down the glide slope already. So our plan is we'll descend to 3,000. We may be flying 3,000 till we intercept, and then that way when we hit 24, we're already on the glide slope. May not be able to do that sometimes in a real world. They may want you down, and then you'll step down. Yes, I am drinking stuff to try to help my voice a little longer. Finally, the bottom third of the page, I call it. Okay, you've got your ground speeds. This is what you're tracking from ERPIF to the missed approach point. We're going to probably be around 140, 150. Now, I can look it up here real quick, but for now, let's just plan that. So it's 2 minutes, 16 seconds if we do a 140 knot ground speed in. I'm thinking we're going to be closer to 150, so we'll have to kind of gauge that. So I'm thinking about 2 minutes, 7 seconds-ish, splitting that off in half. 800 feet a minute if the glide slope's not there. So we do the 3-degree slope. Okay, we're going to have for approach lights a Mauser, which is basically just like you see it. Single stand, single stand, single stand, 3 stand, single, single, strobe, 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 strobe. Okay. And then your missed approach again. No pappies showing here, folks. So visually, we won't have anything to possibly be different than what's showing on our glide slope. All right, again, here's our minimums. 881 will be the altimeter. 200 AGL is the radar altimeter. So when we hit 200 on the AGL, we don't see that runway. Open your eyes on a day like this, but no, you could be heading the wrong way. Go around. Figure out what the heck's going wrong. RVR of 18 or half a mile. If touchdown and center line lights are out, it goes up to 24. However, with a flight director, HUD, or autopilot, all 2 out of 3 we have, goes back to 18. And there you go, folks. And the rest of this is if we sidestep over to the left runway, or we end up circling to, circle around to come in on 16 left or 34 right, and realize we are not allowed to go east. We have to go west. So it'll be a definite left-hand turn if we have to do a circle to land. Oh, excuse me. All right, folks, there's the chart portion. Okay, let me close that off. Let's see where we're hiding on here. It says cautiously, where are we? Uh-oh, could not connect. What's running? Ah, Simlink decided it wanted to give us problems. Okay, so we're signed back in. Now let's see what happens. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What's going on? Simlink is running. Okay, let me try something, folks. We're just not having a lot of luck here. There we go. All right, now we're cooking with some Crisco. That was weird. Now I wonder, could that have been it? Yeah, we're still outside, I think, connecting. If that's all this was, I'm gonna be upset. Nope. It's still not connecting. Oh well, we'll try a restart of the sim later and test it out. Alright, we're back off. Alright folks, so we're gonna continue on. Enjoy the music, and we'll be chatting with you again at top of descent as I try to find my voice somewhere along the way here. It's got to be along the way. It's somewhere between lost and found and here and there. See you in a few. And by the way, you are correct. The clouds really look good at this flight level. I think I may have to fly more at this level. All right, let's just sit back and relax. We'll be atop of descent here before you know it. Speaking of which, 119 miles out. Give us about 5-10 minutes, folks. Would be a good time. Put in a prediction for the landing. And just like you see, I did it. Exclamation mark the word predict, space, and a negative number. But for now, we're about 110 miles out, so about 5-10 minutes we'll be ready to start loading the FMC up, as well as getting the frequency loaded. Well, we'll do that right now real quick while we're here and thinking about it, and don't forget about it. Okay, we said 110.15 on a course 346. All right. You know what? I'm going to show this here. All right. So we all know what this is. The center panel. I could have just done that. Dang it. Anyway, yeah, for some reason my weather radar is being... But anyway. Oh, no. You know what? Oh, is it got about flight factor and some weird things that have to happen? It's not that either. I don't get it. Oh, well. Disconnecting. Anyway, sometimes you got to pull the mic up, make sure that's on. Looks like it's on for it to work and all. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, so you got your normal comms here, and your ILS is right here, folks. So whatever your frequency is, put it in here, and whatever your final approach is. 346, I just wanted to verify. Okay. Plus you have your trims and all of that. So, got some of your fire tests down here as well. This would be your data if you had an ACARS system on here, which we do not. So, this would be that third that you would make sure is on data. Oop. All right, and then here's VOR1, VOR2, and all of that good fun stuff. So, anyway, we'll be back in about 5 minutes, and we'll begin loading up the initial refs and getting ready for arrival. All right, folks, we're back with you. All right, so since we don't have VATSIM, we're to work out our top of descent. We're gonna go from 26,000 down to 8, so just 26 minus 8. I bet you it's 22. Oh, it's 18. Okay, I still don't know how to add and subtract. Times 3, 54. Let's do 69 miles from Matza. Alright, so in the interim, 44, put in there, that looks good. Confirmed. And our approach speed, I'll set us at 155, so. Getting in between the layers there, folks. Looks pretty good. Yes, I could have turned the wing lights off, but I chose not to. Or let me better yet phrase it, I forgot to. We're so close, why? It's not like the cargo's gonna be upset that the light was on. Let's look at it this way. We're like Tom Bodette says, we keep the light on for you. Uh-oh. I think I did mess with that. Oh boy, I better get down here and figure out what my trims. Yeah, because I'm looking at this stabilizer. Hopefully it's not going to be a problem, but it looks like it's not in the right range. Well, we'll find out. Okay, so we're now over Oklahoma City. Now, if we were on VATSIM, and I apologize that we're not, having troubles. I just can't get the push to talk to work. I don't know what's causing it. It's almost like, I mean, it changes with the frequencies and all, but for some reason it won't light up. So, I'm not gonna risk having troubles and having to text my way in there. We'll just do it offline today. And for all I know, that could be something I need to get the latest build in Flight Factor here. So my apologies to y'all if you were hoping to see VATSIM at work. Unfortunately, no. So all right, I did put the latest weather in the chat box. If you need it again, asterisk METAR KAFW. And that'll give it to you. Right now we're looking at a 040 wind at 10 mile visibility. We now have a layer of clouds at 6,000. So the weather is beginning to change in the Dallas area. Folks, it's summertime or springtime. They are notorious for severe weather. So who knows? Broken at 18,000, overcast 22. So minimums and all of that is not a problem right now. So we're just gonna head on in. Okay, and you can see the top descent starting to show up here on the nav display. about 30 miles or so out. So let's go ahead, set for 8,000. Okay. All right. Let's see. We've got our altitude of 8,000 set. Now, you can do this a couple of ways, folks. Now, if you're in the Boeing jets, either go to VNAV and then to your descent page, or in this case, click descent. Click descend now. What we're going to do. And it wants us to slow up. Alrighty, so we'll kind of keep an eyeball here on what's going on. There we go into our descent. Now you can track it right here, folks. This will tell you how you're doing. Again, right here would be right on the proper glide path. We're still below it, trying to get up. That's why we're in a shallow descent right now. But once we reach that point, we will steepen. All right, let's take a look out these wings, see what the clouds are looking like. All right, it's not looking too bad. All right, folks, and at FAWNT, we begin the arrival procedures into Alliance. We start the WESAT 2 RNAV arrival. So as you can tell, we got about 10 miles to go here. We try flipping on that radar, see if it's going to work any better. Possibly. And you can see us now getting more on glide path. All right. Looking at 3028. Again, talked about it earlier. There's the altitude disagree right here. So let's just head over here. Confirm. Okay, definitely disagree. Click. Disagree goes away. And that one matches. Okay. Alright, QNH 3028 set. Let's go. We didn't talk about brakes. Run 11,000 foot runway. Need to be off at Gulf or Hotel? We'll go brakes 2. Alright, as we make our descent down to 8,000 feet, folks. All right, we got a couple of predictions out there. I'm going to, I think, Vinya, then it's Matza. Okay. All right, let's go on in here now in a more sterile cockpit. Weather radar. Well, let's see, because I do know there is some weather here. No, it's only that outer band, so let me take a look here. All right, here you go, folks. So you can see where we are coming into Chief here, then Benta, Batsa at 8,000, then we sat, and right on the edge of that line of storms. Actually, the line of storms is out here, but yeah, you get the idea. We're on the back edge of it. And this I didn't know, but somebody I saw said they wish this was in Microsoft Flight Sim, Flight Buys. I didn't know that wasn't there. We'll slow it up a little. I mean, I don't know, folks. I don't have it, so I couldn't tell you. I just happened to be reading the chat of somebody, and they said, "Yeah, I wish Microsoft had this." Okay. Don't know. No way to confirm nor deny, folks. All right, so we got an FMS message. What's up? Drag. What are we dragging for? Oh, we at 10,000? That would be why. And we'll go ahead, just since we're still showing some radar returns. The What happened with my keys? There we go. That was weird. Oh, that was really weird. Alrighty, some definitely weird things going on in this plane. Alright, we made matzah to 8,000. Heading for WeSat, and then it'll be a 130 off of WeSat. Okay, speed brakes are indeed up. Alright, we're going to go ahead and let it do its thing on VNav. I'm going to set us... Alright, so we're going to go ahead and begin our vectors into the airport. So, let's see here how we do. So the airport's about 30 miles over that way. And there's a whole bunch of airports here, folks, so it gets real confusing sometimes finding your field. Dallas Fort Worth is a piece of cake to find. Rest of them. All right, sorry about that cough, folks. I forgot I could put something up here. All right, looking at our location. Got to be right out there, folks, somewhere. Like I said, it's going to be hard to see. Just continue our way. Let's go ahead and get on course. Into our downwind, even though we're about 10 miles. Let's see what we can see out here. I don't think this is it, folks, but it could be. No, I think that's only one run. I think it's actually right there. We'll find out here in a second. Maybe. Who knows? It's still a good 10-15 miles off to our side there. So we're now at 6,000. Slowing to 220, and we are at 220. Just got to get up here so we can do a good intercept on U-coil. And last check. Okay, just about another 5-10 miles. We'll go to the south here, and then we'll turn in. Okay, verifying. 10-15, 346. We're set. Okay. Looks like we may have localizer now. We'll see as we make our turn. Okay, we'll start putting some flaps in, start slowing this beast up. All right, we're now making the turn in. Okay, let's get ready, folks. Landing checks. Okay, transition landing lights are on, speed brakes as required, VNAV set, and we are going to start slowing up here soon. I got the runs. Okay, ERPIF is 5 miles. And I think we'll throw the gear out then. On glide slope. And Fort Worth Alliance traffic, FedEx 811. We're 8-mile final, runway 34 right. Coming down with the gear. Blowing flaps full. Plane's mine. Hey, we are lined up, folks, ready to land. Little high. Flaps full, spoilers armed, brakes armed. Okay, about 150 we're maintaining. Runway in sight, landing, stable.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Welcome to Fort Worth Alliance, folks. And there's the ramp we're headed for. Ooh, passed it up. How'd I pass it up? I was wrong. It's the ramp right over there. Again, my apologies, folks. All right, well, we'll just taxi on down, enter the ramp. All right, speed brake up. Auto brakes off. There you go, folks. There's the FedEx facility here in Fort Worth. All right, let's see. Where do I want to park? All right, folks, again, welcome into Fort Worth, and APU is fired up. Okay, let's get the bleed on. Come up here to the generator, fire. There we go. And let's start shutting them down. All right, welcome into Fort Worth, folks. Hope y'all enjoyed the ride. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry we couldn't be on VATSIM. Don't know the causes, but it is what it is. You know, sometimes out here we just have to deal with it as best we can. All right, so flaps are up, taxi lights are off, transponders standby, parking brake, engine fuel. We're set to start unloading. All right, well, we're going to leave the plane as is right now and review the flight real quick. First off, oh, can't hear me now, huh? Okay. Huh. Alrighty. Well, we're here. Let's see. FedEx Express puts us in 106 feet a minute. See, I think that means sim toolkit took me higher. As you notice, well, you know, it's a draw there in Susik. We've got one here saying 106 here on the one that's going to count to the airline I'm flying to, and sim toolkit. So, all right, so we'll hit stop. My FDX811. All right. Yes. All right, so let's take a look at it with Sim Toolkit, because it's going to give us more numbers than just that, folks. VA FedEx. Yes, sir. FedEx Express. Here's the URL if you're interested. It's a really good bunch of folks. I've been here at least 5 years, if not longer, and I thoroughly enjoyed. Great routes. I mean, they do them all. They do FedEx. They're now incorporating the new courier aircraft coming in to the fleet. They're the launch for it, and they are introducing it as well. So it's out there with a couple of, I think both Sims have it. All right, there's our route, folks. View the details. View the report. All right, so 500. Oh, they had us on the other run. All right, well, thank you, sir. Yeah, they are. It's a great bunch of folks here, folks, at FedEx. Here, they had us set up for 3-4 left. We landed on the right side, hence why we're 572 feet down the runway. Although, in line to be right there with the landing zone over there. Oh well. But anyway, the more important stuff here, folks, 350 was my heading. Should have been 346. Eh, eh. 4-degree pitch, that's not bad, and 1.4 on the G. So speed was 135 knots, which I think was a little slow. And there's what Sim Toolkit, whatever they use to get numbers. What FedEx used was 100. Now I forgot. 160 feet a minute? No, less than that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So anyway, that's a good learning tool here with Sim Toolkit, folks. If you're looking to learn how to do better, that's a good tool right there within the toolbox of Sim Toolkit. All right, so we don't have to come off VATSIM. I'm going to go ahead and close out of my charts program. we're going to go take a look at this in replay here, hopefully. Okay, brakes are set, APU is on. Just want to make sure, okay, everything should work. All right, let's give it a try. Toggling the replay, looking good so far. Okay, well, that's never good. There we go. That looks good. All right, so here we go, folks. Let's take a look at this coming in. Again, flight planning wise, the left one's what we should have gone for. We went for the right. Not too bad. Little welcome to Alliance here in Fort Worth. Watch it one more time. That's what I'm thinking too. But you know what? It's still a good landing. I don't think the packages are going to complain. They do. Oh well. All right. Well, let's take a look from this new camera. That's not bad at all. And we'll take a look at some wing views here. Over flare, maybe just a tad. I wonder if I'd have just eased up if she would have set down pretty good. Oh well, and that's the things you can learn here with X-Plane. I heard it said once, Microsoft Flight Sim is for entertaining only. X-Plane is where you learn how to fly. To me, I think that's an accurate statement, but I don't have Microsoft, so I can't really say one way or the other. I just know I've learned a lot about my flying here with X-Plane, with just this replay. Well, folks, like I said again, though, I do not know about the Sim X-Plane. Huh. Well, I would be the other way, but to each their own with the Sims. But anyway, folks, I hope you all had a great day. Hope you enjoyed the ride from Des Moines down here to Alliance. Sorry we couldn't again be on VATSIM. It is what it is. Don't know what the problem was, but it was what it was. So I hope y'all have a great Easter. Great weekend, and we'll be back tomorrow flying from Santorini to Tel Aviv, Israel. So till then, folks, I hope y'all have a great day. We'll see you then. God bless. Have a great day. Good night.